Let me tell you something, my friend. If you learn to train your mind the way millionaires do, everything in your life begins to shift. You'll stop running from your problems and start solving them. You'll stop chasing money and begin creating it. You won't sit around waiting for change. You'll become the change. Because the real battlefield isn't your bank account. It's not the economy, your background, or what people say about you. The real battlefield, it's your mind. If you don't take control of it, someone else will. The truth is, most people don't train their minds at all. They let their thoughts wander. They react. They shrink. But millionaires, they treat their minds like warriors prepare for battle. Every single day with precision, with patience, and with purpose. So let's begin. I used to believe that money was the answer to everything. I thought if I just worked harder, clocked more hours, pushed myself a little more, I'd finally make it. But then I learned something powerful, something that changed the course of my life. Formal education might help you make a living, but self-education, that's what builds a fortune. You don't become a millionaire by using your hands alone. You do it with your mind, because everything you see around you, this phone, that car, that business, it all started as a single thought in someone's mind. So if you want to change your income, you have to start by changing your thoughts. If you want different results, you must shift your beliefs. Because when your thinking is small or scattered, your actions follow that same pattern, and your results do too. Now pause for a second and reflect. How big are you willing to think? I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you, you see. Most people don't fail because they aimed too high and missed. They fail because they aimed too low and hit. They're afraid to think big, afraid to ask for more, afraid to believe they deserve more. But millionaires, they train themselves to think bigger, to think better, and to think longer term. They're not just asking, how do I survive this month? They're asking, how do I build something that lasts beyond me? You've got to stretch your thinking, or you'll stay stuck in the same financial neighborhood forever. Stretching your mind means believing you can do more, be more, earn more, and ultimately give more. But don't get me wrong, this isn't about wishful thinking. It's not just reciting affirmations and hoping things get better. This is about mental discipline. That means doing what you know you need to do when you need to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Because discipline is the bridge that connects your goals to your achievements. And every millionaire I've met, they've built that bridge step by step with consistent mental discipline. They didn't wait to feel motivated. They trained their minds like it was part of their job. They wrote their goals, reviewed their progress, reflected on their actions. They worked on their attitude, their words, their focus. And here's the thing, none of that is hard to do. But it's incredibly easy not to do. It's easy to skip reading today, easy to put off journaling. It's easy to say I'll set goals tomorrow, and that's how people drift. Drift into mediocrity. Drift into a life filled with regret. But not you. You've heard this now. And once you know the truth, you can't unhear it. Maybe you haven't trained your mind yet. Maybe fear has been in the driver's seat. Maybe doubt has been calling the shots. That's okay. This isn't about shame. It's about waking up. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction starting today. Today is a turning point. A chance to take back control of your thoughts and steer your mind like a captain commands a ship. Start with awareness. Catch the negative thoughts. Challenge them. Replace them. Catch your small thinking. Stretch it and grow it. Because once your mind expands, it never shrinks back to its old limits. So remember this. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because when your mind becomes strong, everything else gets easier. Earning becomes easier. Solving problems becomes easier. Leading others becomes easier. Train your mind, and life will follow. Because once you realize your mind is the battlefield, the next question becomes, how do you train it daily? Let me show you exactly how millionaires condition their thinking, not once in a while, but every single day. It's not just about mindset, it's about habits. Daily rituals, mental routines. And here's the truth. Success isn't something you chase, something you attract by becoming the kind of person who deserves it. Let that sink in. Success is simply the result of a few small disciplines, practiced consistently. It's not giant. Leaps, not overnight miracles, but simple habits done with intention, day in and day out. You don't just wake up wealthy one day. You become worthy of wealth through what you do every single day, what you focus on, and what you commit to practicing. That's the real secret. It's not hype. It's not drama. It's discipline. If you can master your habits, you can master your mind. And once you master your mind, there is nothing you can't accomplish. Let's start at the beginning. The morning. Millionaires don't wake up by accident. They rise with intention. They wake up with structure, with purpose, with a plan. Either you run the day or the day runs you. In the morning, that's where it all begins. Not with grabbing your phone, not with scrolling through messages or reacting to the world. It begins with stillness, with reflection, with clarity, because your morning sets the tone. It tells your mind, I'm in charge. I lead, don't follow. And when you start your day with that mindset, your actions follow suit. Now let me share with you 3 core habits that completely transformed my life. Habits that every millionaire I've met lives by. Habit number 1, read. Miss a meal if you have to, but don't skip your reading. You feed your body every day. Why not feed your mind? Doesn't have to be a whole book, just 10 pages a day. 10 pages that educate you, challenge you, stretch your thinking. And here's the math. 10 pages a day becomes 3,650 pages a year. That's not just reading, that's reprogramming. Habit number 2. Right. Millionaires keep journals, not just notes. They think on paper. They process their thoughts. They plan their days. They reflect on their progress. And because when you write something down, you slow your thinking. You make it visible. You make it controllable. You make it trainable. Write your goals. Write your gratitude. Write what you're learning. Track your growth. Because success isn't some external force. It's something you build and track from within. Habit number 3, reflect. At the end of the day, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I learn today? How did I grow today? What can I do better tomorrow? You don't train your mind through perfection. You train it through awareness. One habit at a time. Master one, then build on that. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. That's not sustainable. But here's the truth. What's easy to do, ... It's also easy not to do. It's easy to skip the book. Easy to forget the journal. Easy to fall asleep without reflection. And that's how most people miss their future, not in one big moment, but in tiny daily decisions. The good news? You can reverse that today. 1 page, 1 note, 1 reflection at a time. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Millionaires don't just respond to life, they design it. They don't wake up hoping the day goes well. They decide how it will go. They build habits that reinforce that decision. Don't start the day until you've finished it on paper. Have goals. Set priorities. Even if your day doesn't go exactly as planned, your mind will know that you're leading. You're not drifting, and real leaders attract wealth. Not just money, but opportunities, ideas, people. When your habits are aligned, your mind becomes clear. And when your mind is clear, you don't need to chase success, it starts chasing you. So here's the takeaway. You don't have to do something spectacular today. You just need to start doing the right things consistently. We all have to face one of 2 pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Choose discipline. Choose habits. Choose the daily practices that make you mentally rich before. You ever become financially rich? And now we take it a step further. Because if you're becoming someone new, someone focused, someone unstoppable, then there's one critical thing you must do. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Let that settle. For a moment, stand guard not casually, not occasionally, but like a sentinel. Like someone who fiercely protects what enters. Because here's the truth most people never realize. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Not your bank account, not your car, not even your job. Your mind is where wealth begins. It's where confidence is born, where your future success is shaped. But your mind is also incredibly vulnerable. Vulnerable to fear, to doubt, to gossip, to distraction. And unless you actively protect it, negativity will sneak in. And here's the thing, it doesn't ask for permission. Negativity rarely kicks the door open. It whispers. It disguises itself. It puts on the mask of humor, of sarcasm, even of realism. It shows up in phrases like, be realistic, or people like us can't do that. It hides in news headlines, in social media scrolls, in subtle complaints from friends and family. And if you're not paying attention, you'll start to repeat those thoughts. You'll start to believe them. And the moment you believe those small, limiting thoughts, your life starts shrinking to match them. Not because of reality, but because of the input you've accepted. Picture your mind like a garden. Every day you're either planting seeds of strength or letting weeds of weakness take over. If you don't pull the weeds, they don't stay. Harmless, they spread. Negativity multiplies in an unguarded mind. Fear takes root, doubt grows deep. Excuses start flourishing. So how do you fight back? You fight back by choosing what you allow in, by standing guard, by becoming intentional about what you let occupy your mental space. Now listen closely, because this next part could change your life. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You might think, not sure I believe. That doesn't matter. It's still true. Spend time around pessimists, and you'll start doubting everything. Hang with complainers, and you'll find yourself blaming the world. Surround yourself with people who think small. Thinking shrinks to match theirs. But surround yourself with big thinkers, with action takers, with people who speak in terms of possibility, of growth, of bold goals. You'll feel yourself rising, because mindset is contagious and who you let influence. You is shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Choose your circle. Choose your influence. Choose who has access to your mind. That's not selfish, it's wise. And while we're at it, let's talk about a sneaky modern enemy, mental overload. You're full. Oh, you scroll, you consume.
Out.
But the question is, what are you feeding your mind? You following pages that inspire you or ones that drain you? Are you watching content that educates or simply distracts you at the cost of your focus? What you let in eventually shapes what comes out, and then people wonder why they feel anxious, discouraged, or stuck. It's simple. They've allowed negativity to rent space in their mind for free. You have the power to change that. Cut it off. Mute it. Unfollow it. Unplug when necessary. Millionaires don't just train their minds, they protect them. Want to think like the wealthy? Build a mental fortress. Filter everything. Ask yourself, is this thought helping or hurting the life I want to create? Design your environment like your future depends on it, because it does. Books, podcasts, people, places, choose them with intention. Practice stillness. Journal, meditate, reflect, pray, and eliminate the noise, the gossip, the drama, the distractions. You don't need more information. You need better input. You need stronger boundaries, because wealth begins where peace lives. And peace can only live in a protected mind. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not pretending the world is perfect. It's not. But here's what millionaires do differently. They use negativity. They don't dwell in it. They learn from setbacks. They rise through rejection. They use criticism as fuel. They turn breakdowns into breakthroughs. Because success isn't defined by what happens to you. It's defined by what you do about it. So let me ask you, who's standing guard at the door of your mind? Because someone needs to. Someone has to say, no, that thought doesn't belong here. No, I don't accept that limitation. No, I choose a higher level of thinking. And that someone is you. You train your mind by what you allowed, what you reject. You become strong not just by what you say yes to, but by what you're willing to say no to. We talked about the power of long-term. It's thinking, the kind of mindset millionaires use to train their focus, protect their peace, and build lasting success. Now let's dive into something most people never learn. You can't fast-track greatness. The truth is, most people want results right now. They crave transformation overnight. They want wealth without patience, fitness without consistency, a dream life without a long-term vision. But success doesn't come with a microwave setting. You don't pop it in and pull it out piping hot in 60 seconds. You build success One decision, one habit, one day at a time. Discipline, not desire, is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You don't build that bridge when your mind is trapped in the short term. Short-term thinkers, they start strong, but burn out fast. They get excited, then disappear. Watch the clock instead of the calendar. But if you want to live like the few who truly thrive, you have to think like the even fewer who dare to see beyond today. Let me show you how millionaires think. Simple but powerful. They think in decades, plan in years, work in months, act in days, and master their hours. They're not in a rush, but they're also not lazy. They've trained themselves to resist the craving for instant results and trust the process instead of chasing the hype. It's not always glamorous, but it's effective. Here's a question worth asking yourself every single morning. What can I do today that will still matter 10 years from now? That one question will change the way you speak, the way you show up, the way you move through your day. Suddenly, you're not just chasing quick wins, you're building legacy. Let me teach you a secret that very few truly understand. Small disciplines, done consistently, lead to massive achievements. Not instantly, but gradually, quietly. Over time, that's the principle of compounding, and it applies far beyond money. It compounds in your mindset, your habits, your relationships, your character, your reputation. Think of it like planting a tree. You place the seed in the soil, you water it, you nurture it, and for a long time, it might look like nothing's happening. But the underground, growth is happening, quietly, invisibly, until one day, that tiny seed breaks through and becomes something mighty. But if you keep digging up the seed to check if it's working, you'll kill it before it has a chance to grow. That's what most people do with their dreams. They start, then stop. They doubt, they compare, they quit. Why? Because they're thinking in weeks, not in years. If you want to think like a millionaire, you need to delete the old mental software that says, I need it now. If it doesn't work fast, it's not for me. I tried once and it didn't work. And install a new mindset. I'm playing the long game. Slow progress is still progress. Every day I show up, I'm winning. Because here's the reality every single day. The world is screaming at you. Hurry, quick wins, fast hacks, immediate gratification. But your mind, it needs to rise above the noise and say, no, I'm not chasing quick, I'm building great. And great takes time. So here's something practical. Sit down, block out the noise, and write down your 10-year vision. Not 10 days, not 10 weeks. 10 years, where do you want to be? Who do you want to become? What do you want to have, to create, to give? Because if your goals don't stretch your imagination, they won't stretch your effort. And if they don't pull you forward, you'll stay stuck in neutral. Remember, the true purpose of a goal isn't just to get it. It's to become the kind of person who deserves it. That's the beauty of long-term thinking. It transforms you from the inside out. Most people don't struggle with a strategy problem. They struggle with a patience problem. They plant seeds, expect fruit by morning, and walk away when it doesn't appear. But you're thinking differently. You're programming your mind to stay the course, to believe in the slow work, to trust the silence before the breakthrough. Because millionaires build empires not through flash and flare, but through ordinary actions done with extraordinary consistency. Over time, short-term thinking creates short-term results, dulled. But long-term thinking, that's what creates real, lasting transformation. So the question isn't how fast can I succeed? It's how long am I willing to keep going? Because when you learn to think in decades, you begin to move with purpose. You lead with vision, and you build a life that others not only respect, but remember. Here's what most people don't realize. Success isn't luck. It's not magic. It's not some random ticket you win. True success is built one habit, one mindset shift, one piece of character development at a time. So stop asking, how do I make more money? Start asking, how do I become the kind of person who earns more money naturally, consistently, and with integrity? Because the truth is simple. When you become more valuable, you earn more. Period. You want $1 million lifestyle. Start by developing $1 million character. People try to skip this part. They want the rewards, but not the roots. But let me warn you, if wealth comes before you're ready for it, it can actually destroy you. That's why so many lottery winners lose it all within 5 years. Their bank account changed, but their mindset didn't. You have to understand this. If someone hands you $1 million, you better become a millionaire in mindset just as quickly, or you won't keep it for long. The goal isn't just to get the money. The real goal is to become the kind of person who knows what to do with it, the kind of person who can multiply it, the kind of person who can manage it with wisdom, the kind of person who can stay humble and disciplined while holding it. That's why the journey to wealth is not just financialized, deeply personal. Most people go around asking, what do I need to do to get wealthy? But the better question is, who do I need to become to deserve wealth? That one question can change your entire life. Let me give you some real answers. Become someone who shows up on time every day. Become someone who reads, learns, and applies what they know. Become someone who says no to distraction and yes to discipline. Become someone who works hard in silence and lets results speak loudly. Become someone who earns trust slowly, steadily, day by day. Because you don't get rich by accident. You grow into it. You earn it by becoming the kind of person worthy of wealth. That's the truth. You may have an external economy or job, your paycheck, your savings. But what matters even more is your internal economy, your mindset, your beliefs, your emotional discipline, your vision. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and your job will transform. Work harder on your character, and your income will start to reflect that. Because when you raise your value, the market will reward you, not instantly, but inevitably. Let me say this clearly. Your income will never exceed your level of personal development. Your wealth won't grow if you don't grow. If your habits stay small, your life stays small. If your thinking stays limited, your future stays limited. Want to change your results? Change your identity. Want to earn like a millionaire? Start thinking like one. Start working like one. Start investing your time, your energy, your focus like one. That's the real path. It's not about what you get. It's about what you will build. It's about who you become. And here's the amazing part. When you become more valuable, you won't need to chase success. Success will start chasing you. So how do you begin? Adopt the daily habits of those who deserve wealth. Here's a simple but powerful framework. Wake up early, not to scroll, not to rush, but to prepare. Read, reflect, plan your day, center your mind, feed your mind daily, just 10 pages a day. That's 3,650 pages a year. More than most people will read in a decade. Surround yourself with people who stretch you, not those who shrink you. People who challenge you, not those who coddle you. Wealthy people don't guess. They measure. They track goals, review results, just with clarity and courage. And no matter how far they go, they stay grounded in gratitude. Gratitude attracts abundance. Arrogance repels it. These aren't secrets. These are disciplines. But here's the real question. Will you actually do them? Because discipline is the bridge between who you are, who you're capable of becoming. People are out here chasing more money, more time, more things. But maybe that's not the question. Maybe it's not, how can I get more? Maybe it's, how can I become better, more focused, more consistent, more valuable? Because when you grow, everything else grows. Your mindset evolves. Your opportunities expand. Your income rises. But it all starts with you. So let me leave you with this. Stop asking, when will I have wealth? Start asking, when will I deserve wealth? And that brings us here to one of the most powerful truths of all. You don't get rich by luck. You don't stay rich by accident. You get rich and you stay rich by becoming the kind of person who can handle it, sustain it, grow it, carry it with wisdom, not ego. That's the better path. It's not about hoping for a windfall. It's not about waiting for your big break. It's about growing into the person who's ready when the opportunity shows up. It's about developing the strength to handle abundance, not just receive it. So stretch yourself, grow, keep developing. Read the extra page. Say no to the easy road at the hard conversation. Stay the course. Because here's the truth most people never hear. Success is not something you simply get. It's something you become worthy of. And once you become that version of yourself, grounded, focused, consistent, wealth starts to appear, not because you begged for it, not because you chased it relentlessly, but because you finally became the person it's been waiting for all along. So here we are. You've come this far, and now you know the truth. Wealth doesn't begin in your bank account, it begins in your mind. It's not about chasing more, it's about becoming more. Success is never an accident. It's a result of daily habits, consistent discipline, long-term vision, the courage to grow into the kind of person who attracts wealth, not just earns it. And now it's your turn. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just need to begin. Start where you are. Use what you have. And move forward one intentional step at a time. If this video helps shift your perspective, even just a little, then don't let it stop here. Rewatch, take notes, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you're ready for more content like this, content that challenges, inspires, and helps you grow, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step on your journey to becoming. Remember, the goal isn't just to make a living. The goal is to build a life, one that's rich in purpose, peace, and power. Thanks for watching. Now go out there and become the person success has been waiting for.